I recently had a case whereby the woman who had been a nurse before, working in the community, had a brain injury and had an uncontrolled seizure disorder. And she had a 2.5-year-old baby. Speak to me about this kind of scenario. If the seizures are really the only potential daily, can you speak to me about why that might be worthy?
What are the seizures like?
Okay, so these seizures, she had both petit mal and she also had grand mal, the grand mal occurring about twice a month.
And how long would they last?
The petit mal would last a few minutes, as typical, and the grand mal were probably pretty normal, maybe a couple minutes.
So you can't drive?
She could not drive.
So your kid started after 2.5-year-old, you don't have
Yes, absolutely, yes, yeah, after the brain injury.
So our parenting abilities would be
Absolutely,
compromised.
absolutely. Her parenting abilities would be compromised for sure. Safety for the child. What aspects of safety for the child would be compromised?
Carrying downstairs.
Carrying the child. That's right. What was the next one?
Drowning.
Bathing the child. Absolutely. That's right. Feeding for sure. And we talked about the driving aspect. She couldn't drive on a regular basis since she lived in a rural area. Okay. So I made the point, and what I did to make that point, because it would have been very difficult to make that point using the original Glasgow Outcome Scale severe disability category, right? So I quoted the revised version, and I made this very strong case and listed all these things that because of the seizures, she was now dependent. And the IE agreed with me, the CAT IE agreed. So that was refreshing to see. It avoids, although it kind of would have been interesting to have this go through arbitration just to get that case law on file. But you can see that when there's you really feel strongly about some of these individual areas, you can still rely on the 1981 revision definition of severe, point out that it only requires one, and then really clearly specify in what way at least one functional area is disturbed by. Okay. So I think that you guys, this one maybe wasn't quite articulated. Inability to initiate, maintain, and integrate a daily routine. Sort of spoken of in terms of the individual basically is amotivational and basically not doing very much because of apathy induced by the frontal lobe probably. 24-hour safety concerns, the daily financial we got. Independent parenting is a really important one that I recognized very early on. Yes?
Whenever it's a good time to stop, there is food and refreshments that they set outside for a break.
Okay, sounds good, sounds good. So right now it is 10 after 4-ish, right? So I think I finished this one in about probably 10-15 minutes. And that may be a more natural break time. Everybody hold off another 10-15 minutes. Seem okay? Contingent upon the number of questions and extent of dialogue after.